Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Blingo back here with another video. Hope y'all all been living y'all truth. Now listen, it's about to get a little ugly now because y'all gonna be a little upset. I'm telling you, we all gonna be a little upset. Because this is a What's the Dirt video. This is What's the Dirt, right? We gotta listen to what he gotta say because he got a video saying how UMG cooked the battle between Drake and Kendrick. Let's see what he got to say, because he's going to be talking a lot of trash about Kendrick, and it's going to get conspiracy-esque. Okay? Let's go. Let's see what he had to say, guys. Let's see.
So this Drake UMG lawsuit is starting to take shape, and the whole thing is looking to be pretty damn fishy. Recently, we got some new updates with respect to the discovery phase, and while I'm not covering most of that in this video, I wanted to point out some really important things. First, what you got...
Why not? Why not? I made a video covering some of the stuff that Drake, the other stuff that Drake is looking at. Maybe that's why he don't want to cover it, because some of the stuff makes Drake look bad. But let's see.
What you guys need to know is that UMG as a business has been going through a significant transformation since the beginning of 2024. There have been a lot of layoffs, a lot of big promotions, employees have been quitting, and massive changes have been going on. They're restructuring a lot, like these are not small changes. Historically, the way things worked at UMG was you had Lucian Grange running the show at the top. Then on the East Coast, we had Republic Records, Def Jam, and Island Records, all of which had a bunch of smaller labels underneath them, but ultimately Republic was the big player, and that was ran by Monty and Avery Lippman. Then we got the West Coast labels. On the West, we had IGA, which is Interscope, Geffen, and A&M, and then we had Capitol Music Group, which all had smaller labels underneath them, but ultimately Interscope was the big player, ran by John Janik. And even though they fall under UMG, like the East Coast and the West Coast are in competition. When it came down to which coast was more profitable, John Janik and Monty Lippman went up against each other for years to try and earn that #1 spot.
Republic Records is top label for third year in a row. Okay, so he's saying that it's two divisions and that they are in competition. All right, let's go.
In the corporate world, they're both climbers, right? So the goal at the end of the day is to take Lucian's seat. With that said, Republic has always dominated, and a major reason for that is because they have Drake and Taylor Swift. In fact, every year besides 2020, John Janik of Interscope has lost to Monty Lippman of Republic. This is a huge deal when it comes to which guy ultimately takes over the reins when Lucian leaves. The board of directors look at a...
Now, what I want to understand is, how is that a big deal if the artist plays a part? So you're telling me, no matter the artist, no matter what kind of music they make, no matter what kind of things, that you should be able to push them to be the biggest thing ever. That means that they could take somebody like Killer Mike, who is super lyrical and super conscious, and push him to be bigger than Drake, and that's going to be the decision. No, the artist and what kind of music they make plays a part in everything. So to me, that right there is already kind of a little reachy, but let's go.
A lot of different things, but performance metrics and profitability are at the top. Based on performance metrics, Monty Lippman is clearly the man for the job. And Lucian Grange said himself that he loves the internal competition that happens within the company because it ultimately makes people work even harder. The competition within our own company in signing and developing artists is no accident, it's by design. At the same time, our culture never lets our in-house competition become destructive. Our executives never forget that we're all part of the same UMG team. So the culture at UMG of the East battling against the West, Monty against Janik, like that's by design and that's something they're proud of. However, Lucian was about to drop a bomb, and that happened on February 2nd, 2024, when he announced that both John Janik and Monty Lippman were getting massive promotions and that a big restructure was coming. Then it was just a month later where we learned exactly what these big changes were. On March 12th, 2024, Lucien Grange handed full control of UMG's labels to two people, John Janik on the West Coast and Monty Lippman on the East Coast. Now on the West Coast, all the major labels, Interscope, Geffen, A&M, and Capitol, were merged into a single company called ICLG, with John Janik running the show. On the East Coast, the exact same thing happened. Def Jam, Island, and Republic were grouped together under one umbrella called Republic Corps, led by Monty Lippman. So now it's even more competitive because both Monty and Janik, now they've got more responsibility and more power. So like now it's really time to prove yourself. And at this
kind of seemed a little reachy to me. I'm not gonna lie. It seemed like it's a little reachy. I mean, I guess Lucien did say, he likes the competition, but I don't think it's like he's making it seem like it's a battle it's the battle to the end. Like this is like, mind you, we're talking about the labels and what the label is doing right now, and this all started with a rap battle. I want to see how this comes into the rap battle. Let's see. All right, let's watch it.
Point, heads started to roll where massive layoffs came into effect. UMG had previously announced that because of this restructuring, they could save $270 million a year. These big changes also ruffled the feathers of some very heavy hitters. Michelle Jublier, who was the CEO of Capitol Music Group, didn't seem to like the idea of John Janik being her new boss, and she resigned the moment his promotion was announced. Then Arjan Prugel, who was the vice president of Capitol Records, also quit. Sydney McCabe, CEO of UMG in Nashville, also announced that she will be quitting, and that came just 5 days after the Monty and Janik promotion. Then we saw high-end executives who held various positions across the labels get laid off. I'm not going to name all the people.
They're trying to save money. It's all about money, bro. It's all about money. That's what it's all about. It's all about money, okay? Let's keep that in mind, okay?
But like these are high executive positions. Like these aren't just anybody. These guys got hefty salaries. Like big cuts are being made. Anyways, on March 12th, all these changes take place. Janik and Lippman are now the kings of their respective coast. And what do you know? 10 days later, Kendrick fires his shot on the Like That record.
Motherfuck the big three. Nigga, it's just big me.
When it comes to Kendrick Lamar, he is one of John Janik's biggest stars on Interscope, dating back as far as Good Kid, Mad City. In fact, all of Kendrick's albums were released under Janik, and he was heavily involved in Kendrick's career. In the case of Drake, he was on the other side with Republic. Not only was he one of the main reasons for over a decade and why Janik struggled to clinch the #1 spot, but Drake's contract was coming to an end, and the writing was on the wall that he might be leaving. For that reason, tensions were likely already pretty high between Monty Lippman and Drake. And these were the ingredients that came together that made for a perfect storm. Kendrick closed out his deal with TD.
Okay, so they're saying that there was the writings on the wall that Drake might be leaving. Okay, so let's keep going.
E and Aftermath Interscope 2 years prior, with Mr. Morale being his last project. It was from that point forward where Kendrick was considered 100% independent under his own label, PG Lang. It really seems like the Like That verse from Kendrick, that was an independent release. However, all that was about to change as Drake took the bait, dropping Push-Ups on April 13th and Tailor Made on April 19th, and for some unknown reason, Kendrick, the guy that can allegedly whip up a diss track in no time flat, was completely ghost.
You see, now this is the problem that I can't see. This is the problem with narratives, right? This passive aggressive garbage that he's saying now. Now this is the type of stuff that get me mad. Cause we know that you compromised, bro. You made 616 in LA. You did a whole breakdown and you was talking about all the stuff that Drake was doing. Now all of a sudden, I got proof on you too. I know Drake has you in cahoots with Drake. Let's keep it 100, right? Now all of a sudden, this is the problem with narratives, right? Now all of a sudden, Kendrick is the guy who could just whip up a diss track and right away and all this stuff, right? But last year the narrative was Kendrick takes forever to put out music. That was the narrative last year. That was the big thing. Oh, he takes forever. He takes 4 hours to drop an album. He takes 4 years to drop an album. He takes forever to drop an album. Oh, Drake got him doing all the music. Let's thank Drake for Kendrick giving us new music. Kendrick fans, thank Drake. Now all of a sudden he can just put out music. He can just put out diss records quick. No, we know for a fact that Kendrick takes his time with his music. He takes his time. That's why he got so much awards, because he takes his time. He takes his time and writes it himself. That's why. Don't try to switch it up now to push a new narrative. And that is the problem with narratives. Sometimes narratives are lies. They're kind of like they stretch the truth and they push these narratives. And then sometimes when they got to make a new narrative, they got to go against the old one. And that's where and then they got a big enough fan base to kind of try to act like it didn't happen. And that's what I hate. But let's keep going.
And now we know why that was. It turns out the savior of hip-hop and all things culture wasn't about to involve himself in a rap battle without a new shiny deal in place with his good old pal John Janik at Interscope Records. You guys do remember John, right? You know, the guy that got like the big promotion. He's like trying to be #1 and shit. No? Kendrick knows him really good. That's right. On April 27th, 2004, Kendrick put pen to paper and signed a deal with PG Lang and licensing through Interscope, and 3 days later, Euphoria dropped.
But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you.
So basically the reason why it took the reincarnated version of Tupac 17 days to respond was because he was in cahoots with John Janik and Interscope, discussing the best path forward so that they could both reap the benefits from the moment. Before the beef, Kendrick was cold as ice, and the newly promoted John Janik was willing to do whatever it takes to not just bring Drake down, but to prove himself. But this is where it gets extremely interesting. Kendrick dropped...
So you telling me... So that means all the problems that they had from 2011 coming all the way down. That's all kind of out the window a little bit. We need you to beef right now. We need you to beef right now. No, we just need you to beef right now. So Janik, are you telling me that Janik came up to Kendrick Lamar and said, listen, I need you to bring Drake down so I could, even though I could win against the other guy, the guy on the East Coast, that guy Drake. I could win and I could beat him this time. That's you. Let's go.
4 diss records in the beef against Drake.
I'm gonna keep going.
Euphoria, 616 in LA, Meet the Grams, and Not Like Us. After that, he dropped the GNX project, but this is the major difference. All 3 of the diss records that were added to DSPs were licensed directly from Kendrick Lamar to Interscope Records, but the GNX project was licensed from PG Lang to Interscope Records. Why are the 3 diss tracks different? That's probably why Drake's legal team is very eager to look into Kendrick Lamar's contract with Interscope, and that's probably why UMG has heavily redacted information from it. And this is the smoking gun, right? Because that tells me that in that contract that he signed, those 3 diss tracks, there has to be something about the battle in the contract because those 3 records had a different agreement. Remember in my breakdown of Drake's...
All right. Maybe, I guess, maybe they do have a different agreements, but the whole thing and why I say this is a reach is, number one, what if Drake won? What if Drake won the battle? Then what? Or what if Drake didn't take the bait, even though he's been taking shots at Kendrick forever? What if he didn't diss him back? What if he didn't make Tailor Made? What if he didn't make push-ups? Then what? That means the whole plan just fell through? This is the thing that I don't understand. It's like they really be trying to push narratives. Bro, he probably made a smart business decision. It seemed like just business. And then on top of that, they both still under Interscope, so it don't matter. It's PG Lang in the scope or Kendrick in the scope. It don't really matter. It's still under the scope. He's still getting paid, bro. He's still getting paid. The same company is still getting paid. Interscope is still getting paid, bro. So what is you really trying to say? I don't get it. This is what pisses me off about these Drake stands, bro. It pisses me off. And you could tell they be trying so hard, bro. Like, let's keep listening. I'm gonna keep going, but let's keep listening, man.
Iceman episode 2, where we focused heavily on the Pinocchio character. I brought up how in the Disney movie, a fox named Honest John leads Pinocchio into situations with massive promises, but it ultimately ends up being a trap.
Straight to the top. Why, I can see your name in lights. Lights 6 feet high.
And I said that Honest John the Fox is John Janik, and then Kendrick is Pinocchio. He's the puppet. And this is one of the main reasons why Drake's legal team are looking into how much John Janik could benefit when it comes to bonuses and compensation. When you look at the specific people who are listed in discovery for this lawsuit, it's very clear that Drake's legal team are heavy on seeking documentation from Interscope. That's where the magic seemed to happen, and with the subpoena of Kojo, they are going to find that bots were used because that was part of what he did in marketing. It's probably going to be pretty difficult for him to hide. On the Republic side, it really seems like Drake is saying that they could have stopped the defamatory material, but why would they do that if Drake's contract is ending or he's possibly leaving anyways? The battle acted as a win-win for both sides. However, that bag in Iceman episode 2 represents evidence that Drake seems to already have. In the middle of all that, we have Kendrick, who was really just a pawn or puppet in their game. What makes the whole thing all the more hypocritical is the fact that Kendrick went out of his way in the battle to separate himself from the industry.
And fuck the industry too. The industry can hate me, fuck them all. But the industry's cooked as I pick the carcass apart.
The more I've learned about this guy, like, he's nothing what he portrays to be, and that's what this lawsuit's gonna expose. Like, it's really gonna expose how fake he is.
You talking about, you see this? Oh my God, yo. Shut up. Like, that's what you get. Shut up. How fake he is. You talking about Drake, and you talking about how fake Kendrick is. How many videos could you find to tell you how fake Drake is? How many videos could you find about how fake Drake is? Like, shut up, bro. Shut up, bro. That's what it just get me so mad, because it's like, yo, you are really compromised, bro. You could tell. You could tell you are reaching. So you are reaching. You are really trying everything in your power. Like, what if, all right, let's let him finish. It got like a couple
Drake
seconds,
doesn't
right?
care about offending the culture of hip hop with this lawsuit, because the lawsuit is going to expose that this whole thing was anything but hip hop.
Signal conversations where I hope they got double encryption. I hate to see the empire crumble on judges' convictions.
Oh, shut up. Shut up, bro. Oh, he wanted to see how this whole thing was not hip hop. You're not hip hop then, Drake. You're not, then Drake's not hip hop. He been lying, saying he was hip hop. He been lying, talking about he studied battle rap. You mad because you lost. You had a whole, this dude, What's the Dirt, made a whole video, bro. A whole video about what the labels is doing, because Drake could not win a rap battle. How did we get here? How did we get here? That is crazy. We're going into the names that we don't even know. Nor do we care, or should we really care about? We don't care. Because if Drake would have won the battle, none of this would have been happening. None of this would have been happening. And how do we start from defamation to this? Like, we're going into everything now. Looking for paternity tests, looking for NFL. You suing the NFL. You suing Rock Nation. You want Rock Nation around. You want anybody who helped him beat me. Anybody who helped him beat me. You couldn't just beat him yourself. Now you're acting like a crybaby, talking about he made the 3 songs with yo. You know what Kendrick probably did? Seeing that he dropped those 2 diss records, right? He dropped Push-Ups and Tailor Made. Kendrick probably was like, look, I left Interscope. You know, I kind of left Interscope. I'm kind of doing my own thing now, right? And I'm kind of like independent now, right? This guy right here, I'm about to body him right now. Okay? I'm about to body your artist. Okay? I'm about to body him bad. And a whole lot of your streams for him, because everybody knows when you in a beef, in a rap beef, the streams are gonna go crazy. The streams are gonna go up. They're gonna shoot up all the way up. Go crazy, no matter who, if you're on the loser end or the winner end. I'm about to body your mans right now. Listen. All right? And I'm about to make your label hot. Your label's gonna be hot for like the next couple months because of this. All right? Listen, I need that bag. I need that bag. You know what I mean? Because it's only right. It's only right. I'm about to boost you up like crazy. I'm making you an offer you can't refuse. I need some of that money from the start. You know what I'm saying? Because if I think I'm not the expert. I'm not the money expert. I'm not the contract expert. But I'm thinking if he did it independently, he's not going to get like a big bag up front. I guess he wouldn't, right? Because he's doing it independent. He would just make the money off the streams and make the money off the stuff like that. But if you go back and you make a deal with UMG and say, listen, I'm about to drop these three records. I will do it for you if you give me a big bag up front. I'm about to kill him right now. Just give me a big bag up front, and then whatever, we discuss the royalties and all that after. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way. That's how he could get that's how he was going to be able to get the most money. In my mind, from what I think, I'm just using regular common sense. He's asking the label to pay him money up front before they destroy this motherfucker right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to destroy this dude right now. So, and I'm doing it on your label. It's your label. He's going to make money off of you, off getting his behind whooped right now. All right? So it's only right that I get a piece of that. So just give me, y'all gonna make all that money, Mac. Just give me some money on the front end, and then I'm done. I'm done. Our business, I quit this job in good standing. You know what I'm saying? I quit this job in good standing. That's how I look at it. That's why I think this whole thing is a reach, bro. Drake is mad because he lost the battle. That's it. That's it. You could try to blame it on this and that, because we all know if Drake would have won the battle, this would not have happened. We would not be in court right now. We would not be in court. We won't. So stop it. Stop it. Would have been on a whole tour, dissing everybody, dissing Rick Ross, dissing everybody, acting like I came out on top. They tried to take me down. You know, he would have been doing all these speeches. Yeah, you know what? I had a whole bunch of people trying to take me out, and guess what? They couldn't take me down. I beat all of them. I destroyed them. And he will go on with the diss record to win Family Matters or whatever that would have won at the time or whatever, right? Stop it, bro. Stop it. This is an emotional, petty crap. And what's the dirt? You know, bro. Everybody who watched you, I remember I have like a moment of watching you, bro. Let me keep it real. I remember I was in my room. I'm cleaning up. You know what I'm saying? I'm cleaning up and I'm making clothes, actually. I'm making clothes. I wasn't cleaning up. I was like clearing the floor or whatever just to make my clothes and stuff, right? And I'm sitting here watching. This is before the beef. I'm watching all the sneak disses that Kendrick and Drake made. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, this guy really killing it right now. He's not biased. He's keeping it real. He's keeping it real on both sides. On both sides, keeping it real. But then all of a sudden, after Family Matters or during that time, during the beef, he just switched up. It's like he just tried so hard to come at Kendrick. He even has another video about the history between Kendrick and his wife's DV. You know what DV, like, you know, violent. You know what I'm saying? He got a history on that. But you don't got the history. You got a little bit of the history on the 616 in LA breakdown. He got a little bit of the history of Drake and his whole thing with the young girls and everything. But he don't got no dedicated video to that. And you know that's an easy video. If he made that video of all of the allegations towards Drake, all his friends, Baca and all them, you know. And then it's other people in OVO too. It's other people in OVO that got like these weird cases. It's not just Baca. Like, I think there was something going on with OBO. I forgot his name, man. The one with the orange, the ginger dude. He was in the video that Drake got with Tyra Banks in the video. He had like a orange beard and stuff. I think some funny stuff with him too. You know what I'm saying? Let's not like stop. That would be a great, easy video for you. You'll probably get 1 million views on that. But Drake got to you. He got to you. He got to you. And he's paying you some way. He's giving you something. And it's just sad, bro, because you let a lot of people down with that. But I'm going to just leave it here, man. I know I probably got a little mad. I be getting mad at this because I don't like the fakeness. I don't like the biasness. I don't like the fakeness. You know, just keep it real all the way. Keep it real all the way. If you're going to talk about what one person said in the song, in his song, and how bad in the allegations, when you got way more allegations from what the other person said in the song about that person, then you should do both then. You should do both then. Like, that's crazy, bro. I'm so disappointed in what's there. I ain't gonna lie, man, because I remember when I first watched this video, and I remember saying, like, yo, this guy's really good. He really broke it down very nicely. You know what I'm saying? And then he did the stuff with Justin Hunt and all that. Company, man. Like, that was just wild, man. But, yo, let me know what y'all think about the video, man. Do y'all think Kendrick is like some kind of pawn and was used? And, you know what I mean? What do y'all think, man? Do y'all think he was in on it and he just wanted to... They just wanted to bring down Drake? Like, bro, bring him down for what? He's already leaving. What are we bringing him down for if he's already leaving? I don't get that either. Like, it's just a whole bunch of mess. And then you telling me, I know I'm kind of rambling, but then you're telling me that Drake just fell into y'all came up with this crazy plan to bring down Drake by dissing him and talking about him with underage girls, not underage, young girls, and maybe underage, I don't know, girls and stuff. And then he just took the bait and all that. And then on Telemade, he told you he was saying drop all day. And then on Telemade, he's telling you to talk about that, talk about his thing with young girls. And then you did it. And then now it's time to sue. Was that his plan to sue? Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. It just gets on my nerves, man. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Let me know what y'all think. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. Blingo for Vero. Shop VeroClothing.net. I'm out to the next video, man. Hopefully Drake don't do nothing stupid tomorrow. Live your truth. And I'm out. Peace.